Hello again, YouTube. It's been a while since I've done a video, and I think this one here I think I'm going to do on to help people figure out the difference between a manufactured home, a modular home, a stick-built home. There seems to be some confusion with it. I know when I looked at MLS and I see some of it listed, I'll see a manufactured home / modular home. Well, no, it's not a manufactured home / modular home. It's either a modular or a manufactured home. So let's get down to it. I got some notes here, so you'll see me looking down here, explaining it so I don't miss anything. A manufactured home, let's get to that first. Pre-1976, a manufactured home was called a mobile home. Then in 1970, the HUD code was created. And then later on, the Housing Act of 1980. In 1980, with that Housing Act, when they came out with it, they mandated that a mobile home was anything that was made before 1976. And the term manufactured home would be used for anything that came after 1976. So a manufactured home basically, or / mobile home, comes in like different sizes. Originally they were just like what we call today a single wide. It was just like a trailer. Even had the characteristics of a trailer. Later in the years, when they changed the terms to manufactured home, they started making these things more somewhat like a house, more presentable, as I would say. And you can still get single wides, which is one single trailer, or you can get what is known as a double wide, which is two pieces put together, makes a bigger home, because there was a demand for bigger homes. And even today, now they have what is a triple wide, so it comes in 3 sections. One of the things about a manufactured home is they're built in a factory, which has a controlled climate, which is a good thing. They start out, they're built on a steel frame. That's what they start with. It has axles underneath it, wheels. They'll build this home on that. When they're done, they pull it out of the factory, take it to your site, and set it up. And basically, a manufactured home will be set up on pillars or jacks. And in some cases, some people do it differently. They'll actually do a basement with a foundation and walls, and they'll put it up and sit it on there. The one thing they can't lose is the steel frame. So, as an agent, you want to be careful when you're looking at these things. You don't want to, like one in a scenario that I read about, an agent had a client in Texas. It was a different, and she was back on the East Coast, and this guy was moving here. She told him that she found this place. It was a beautiful home, took pictures of it and stuff like that. And the guy signed the paperwork, and they were starting everything. Well, he happened to come in from Texas to look at the place while they were doing the inspections. The inspector was there. Well, while they were doing a walkthrough, the inspector opened up one of the cabinets in the kitchen. And what did he find in the kitchen cabinet? He goes, "Yep, this is a mobile home." And when he said that, the client, buyer, stopped and was pretty ticked off. And basically what happened, the deal went south. He didn't want a manufactured / mobile home. He could live with a modular, but he couldn't live with that mobile home. What did the inspector find? Well, they'll have a little ID tag somewhere with a serial number. There it is. So again, you as an agent, need to know how to tell the difference. And yes, I know you get all dressed up, you're out there with your client showing them the place and this and that, but I'm gonna tell you something, a big giveaway on these things. You'll see this thing sitting there and it'll have a skirting underneath it. And what I mean by skirting, it might look like fake brick, it might look like fake stone, it might just be a white aluminum going around it. Well, that's a dead giveaway. And as an agent, whether you're dressed up or not, take your little flashlight. You better have one in your car. There'll be a way to look in underneath that trailer or underneath that home. And if you look up underneath there and you see a steel frame underneath there, guess what? You got a manufactured home / mobile home. Not a modular home. And if you're like that lady, that guy from Texas quit dealing with her because basically she didn't know what the heck she was looking for. So he lost confidence in her, and you don't want to do that. So I don't care if you're dressed up or not. Get your flashlight out, get up underneath there and freaking look. If you get dirty, you get dirty, so what? Take your clothes to the dry cleaner, get them cleaned. But don't look like a butthead. And at the same point, don't list something on the MLS for your seller and not know what it is. Like I said, I've seen it in MLS just last week 3 or 4 times. Manufacturer / modular home. No, it's either manufactured or it's a modular home. There is a big difference. So now number 2, let's get to the modular home. A modular home is again built in a factory under controlled climate condition. The big difference is this thing is framed out exactly like a home. It is built to the state and local codes, just like a on-site home build. It has to meet those codes. Not the HUD codes, state and local code, building codes. That's what they're built by. 2, when the home is done, they pick it up, they use a lowboy or a flatbed trailer, and they back underneath it and they sit each component down. These things can range from 1 piece, 2 pieces. I've seen them up to 8, 9 pieces. Then they take them, truck them out to the job site, wherever your land is. And if you do what most people do in an area, you can have a basement, you'll actually have a full basement ready for this thing. They get there, they bring a crane out, and they lift each section and sit down on that foundation or basement. You can also set them on concrete slabs. When they're all done, the crew goes in there, and it might take them a week, 2, 3 weeks, and they finish everything off inside where the pieces came together. When it's done, you cannot tell the difference between it and a stick-built home on site. One of the advantages of having a modular home built, and I found this out through experience, I've had one, is when you live in a place that has a wet climate year-round. You know, showers pop up and it might go on for days and it dries things. I've seen homes being built on site. The plywood for the flooring's in place, the plywood are up for the walls. They might even have the plywood on the roof. All of a sudden it starts to rain. Now this home sits out there. This plywood is soaked and wet over and over again, days on end. And as soon as they get a dry day, they come in there and they'll slap the freaking roof, the tar paper on the roof, the shingles on the roof. You got all that moisture trapped. And from experience, you start getting dry rot. Before the house is even done, you have problems brewing underneath everything. Whereas a modular home, when it comes out, the roof, shingles, everything's on it, everything's sealed up. It never gets moisture in it at all. And in the case of the one I built, it was built to withstand 200-mile-an-hour wind loads. I was in Florida. And when we had the hurricanes come through, I had one little piece of one shingle at the edge of the roof lift up. That house never made a noise, never creaked, nothing. Now, on the other hand, at a regular home I had built in Florida, 2 years after it was built, I come home from work one day and I had a hole in my roof. And I'm like, what the heck? I crawl up there and a whole section of my roof was dry rotted. In other words, my roof sat out there and collected moisture while it was raining, and as soon as the storms were over, they finished putting the roof sheathing on and stuff and trapped it in there. Another advantage to a modular home over a stick-built home is that you can actually have a home built cheaper than a stick-built home, but with the same types of materials. They deal with the same suppliers over and over again. They have the material in hand. You can customize them just like you can a regular home. You want granite countertops, you can have it. You want fancy kitchen cabinets, you can have it. You want the dream bathroom, the bathroom of your dreams, you can have it any way you want it. You want a 2-story, they can build it. You want a 3-story, they can build it. Heck, they even build them with the garages now. So there is advantages to it. It's cheaper, it can be done faster, and here's another point. Stick-built homes, this is just another story I just read the other day. Agent has a customer, they sold their home, they went down, signed a contract for a new home, and this home was supposed to have been done back in July of this year, 2021. As of today, that home still ain't even started. Why? Because they can't get the materials. So what did the builder do? The builder said, well, this is the deal. We'll cancel the contract, or you got to agree to wait until August of 2022 to get your home. Now, that's going to be 2 years that these people are waiting to get this home. Now, they already sold their home. If it be me, I think I'd have told the builder, you know what, keep your home, because it's not worth it. And I would have went and found land, bought the land, and then got a modular home. People say, well, it's hard to finance them. You know what? No, it's not. It's not hard to finance them. And the research I've done on this in Pennsylvania is that if you own the land, you go order the modular, you can convert everything, including the land, into a construction loan. And when it's all done, it gets converted over to a regular loan. That's not hard. When I built mine in Florida, I had mortgage companies jumping on it because of it being built in a controlled environment before it ever seen the outside weather. They jumped on it. And I had one of the biggest ones ever built in the state of Florida, probably one of the first ones, because they were just learning what they were. It was over 3,500 square foot. And half the town showed out, come out to my property, watch it being put up with the crane. As far as disadvantages of modular home, I don't see it. There is none. You want a nice home, you want a home that's energy efficient, buddy, they're there. They're better than a stick built. Like I said, mine was 3,500 square foot. I basically had 2 houses and then 1 house. Every bedroom had its own bathroom. I had one whole end of the house that was my master bedroom and bathroom. My closet was bigger than most people's bedrooms. There's just no disadvantage to it. And people say, well, they don't appreciate like a regular home. Yes, they do. Once that modular is set on that foundation, it becomes a home. It is looked at as a home. Yes, if you list it, you'll put modular. You know what? Unless they're the ones that build it, nobody's ever going to know. The things are nice. They do hold their value. The value goes up. They're energy efficient. Where I was getting at with my home in Florida, the average home in Florida's electric bill is very high, $200-300 a year or a month for electricity, because you're always running your AC. And where I lived, it did get cold too. So when I built mine, I had double thermal pane windows, Pellas, spec to put in it. My monthly electric bill in the state of Florida with the AC on, which hardly ever ran, was $89 a month. That's unheard of down there. So, I mean, you can't beat it. If somebody was to ask me, like I said, what are the downfalls of it? There are none. It's an advantage to you because you get to build it and spec it like a regular home. Again, the big advantage over it, or big plus over it, is you don't got your home sitting out there framed up and the plywood on the roof and the rain coming down soaking it, and then they come out and slam the sheathing over it, and boom, now you got rot started before you ever get moved in your house. So I will put some pictures in here if I can get them edited in so you can see. But you agents, when you go out there and you look at these things, make sure you know what you're listing. Don't get burnt like this other lady did. Take the time, get a flashlight. If you see skirting around it, even if you have a basement, look up overhead, because I just showed one of these places and it was a manufactured home, and they did it right. They put it on. They poured foundation walls, beautiful big basement, which doubled the square footage. It was over 2,000 square foot above, so now you got double that, 4,000 square foot. But when you look up, what is up there? A steel frame. So you know it's a manufactured home. Like I said again, a modular does not have a steel frame. It's built in sections like a regular home, put on a flatbed truck, brought to the site, lifted up with a crane, and put on your foundation. It is a home when it is done. Whereas a manufactured home will always have a serial number, and it is what it is. So don't be afraid to buy a modular home. Don't be afraid to invest in one. It'd probably be the best investment you ever made if you're looking at houses. And have fun with it. You can build it any way you want to. And man, it's a plus. I'm telling you, it was a beautiful thing to be able to go over and spec my home out, watch it being built. I mean, they'll even take you tours. You can go in and watch it as it's being built. If you have a place around you that does it, take the time, go take a tour. They will take you a tour and let you see it. And then sit down, talk to them, take a look at what they got. They could build it from 800 square foot to 4,000, 5,000 square foot, whatever you want. So have fun with it. And again, YouTube, please subscribe and like and make comments. I am here to help you out, especially some of you new agents. Again, take the time and look. Don't be made out like a fool and lose your client's trust just for taking 2 seconds to look. So again, you guys have a great day. The coffee's been keeping me going, and I will try to get more videos out as I get time. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.